Okay. Hi guys. You would have seen me go through basically the end tail of my reading slump, where I read Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood, which is a book that came out in June, but I was excited to read in September because it's like academic, the start of the new school year. It was the vibe. Now, this year I'm not going to school. I'm on a gap year basically, in between my undergrad and my postgrad / masters. And I also have a lot of unread books. Now, the goal is not to get through as many books as possible, but to enjoy the books that I have that are unread before I go. So I'm going to talk you through some of the books I'm really excited for. Some books I don't have the highest hopes for, but still want to read in the autumn season. Now, a little disclaimer. I know a lot of people did the sort of like autumn fall TBR before September. However, September in the UK is really weird because when we have really hot summers, we tend to have really warm Septembers and it doesn't truly feel like autumn. So for me, autumn is more like October to like December 21st when the winter solstice hits, and then we're like in winter because it's freezing in January. So that's kind of like how I'm going through it. There's different levels to this game. I've got some series, I've got some independent books, I've got some TikTok famous books, I've got current reads, and then I've got like exciting new reads that I really want to read. Blah, blah, blah. So I think I'll start with with books that I'm currently in the middle of, because I feel like the chances that I'll get to them are higher, and I already know that they have like full vibes to them. So first up is One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston, which you will have seen in my last video. I have already started. Basically, it's about August, who moves to New York City and sees Jane on the Q train. And it's a budding romance with elements of time travel and like stuff like that. I do really enjoy this book, and I'm enjoying it so far. But when I went to New York at the age of 14, it was in October, and it was there were leaves everywhere, people were in coats, it was freezing. It was like 5 degrees Celsius, that is, which is probably like 45, 50 degrees Fahrenheit, I think. That's going off 40 being 0. I don't know. Anyway, New York vibes, academic. She's like, it's just detective vibes. It's all there. Next, I have James Herbert's The Secret of Quickly Cool, which I started in February, and I'm currently on page 161 out of 630. However, I have read more big books. This was the first big book I was tackling, and I was intimidated. Like, I'm not scared to say it, I was intimidated. It's a thriller, it's slow pace, sort of like a slow burn mystery thriller. It's just kind of dense and sort of repetitive. I don't know if I will finish it or if I just will declare it a DNF, because it's been in the works for so long. Next, I really want to get to the rest of the Harry Potter series. So this is The Goblet of Fire, which is my least favourite film, least favourite book. I'm finding it so boring. I am over halfway though, and also I know I have really cool Harry Potter cover books. I have the 20th anniversary edition Ravenclaw book paperbacks, and they're so cool, they're so pretty, but I really want to get to the last couple books because I know they're like the darkest. And also, it's Harry Potter. Harry Potter is like the epitome of autumn for me now. It's so cozy. I love it. The last current read is this. This is The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. I have no idea where the dust jacket is. I don't even want to talk about it. I took it off when I started reading this book 2 years ago. I don't know where it is. So we're vibing without one, which is fine. It's giving like old library vibes. And I do really enjoy the story. It's just that the chapters are really long. I would tell you, but I lost the dust jacket, so I actually don't know what the book's about anymore. But I know it's about a boy, and we're basically following him after his mother's death and sort of like his grieving period. I would say he's around like 14, 15-ish. It's a really interesting story, and I really enjoy it. I just have no idea what it's about. But I feel like I've taken long breaks from it before, and every time I've gone back into it, I've known what it's about. So I'm not feeling like worried about that in essence. Breathe for a second. The first series I want to finish, for now, is The Actor. I've been reading about one per month, but obviously A Court of Frost and Starlight is not going to take me a month. Silver Flames, however, could take me the whole of winter. I know Sarah's currently reading this, and she's used an audiobook. I've never listened to an audiobook. I don't know if I would enjoy listening to an audiobook. I feel like it would be like a podcast, but then I don't really pay attention. I don't know. I just feel like it would be weird, especially because I know this book is pretty spicy. I'm excited to crack through this and then go on to this and then have it completed. Because I don't think there are many series that I have completed. This doesn't really count as finishing a series. One I have finished is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, which I would recommend, especially for this time of year. But I have the prequel, which is a novella, and it's called Killjoy. And it's Pip and all of her friends, so Cara, Connor, Ant, Zach, and Laura. And they're doing like a murder mystery dinner party game. And the game is called Killjoy, and I'm on chapter 3 already. I've started this book. I'm on chapter 3 already. I'm enjoying it. It's like fun, it's easygoing, and I read it whilst watching reading vlogs and stuff like that. I just thought it would be fun. The next series I want to get into is the Shadow and Bone trilogy. I started Shadow and Bone a couple months ago, but it just didn't feel right. The weather was like 30 degrees, and I was like, that is not the time. I'm thinking autumn might be the time, because I know a lot of people turn to fantasies, so I'm turning to this one. And this was the first fantasy series I bought. And then for some reason I got sucked into ACOTAR. So I have these three very pretty covers. And then following that I have the Six of Crows duology. So Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. Because me and my friend Sky, I bought both series because I have no self-control. And she only bought Six Crows and she read it and she enjoyed it. I think she gave them 4 stars, 4 or 5 stars. But she read these before going into that, which I know some booktubers do. But a lot of people, like, you go the other way. So I'm doing I'm doing Shadow of Bone and then Six of Crows. I don't know, I just feel like the world buildings would make sense to do Six of Crows first, because it's the first books in the Grishaverse. Another series, which actually isn't a fantasy or a murder mystery, but it's just giving me Gossip Girl, Rory Gilmore, gossipy vibes, is of course Magnolia Parks. Now, I got these for my birthday. These are massive, by the way. I'm 100% betting on these being the American covers. And if you're American, can you just let me know why your books are so big? Like, why? It's mental to me because that's just crazy. Anyway, I know this isn't all the books, and I do have the old design of the paperbacks. I'm pretty sure there's one more book coming out, which I might have to get in the new paperback, which kind of defeats the whole point. But what I'm hoping is that I'm going to fall in love with this series just like Sarah did, because we have quite similar reading tastes. And then I'll just have both sets. You know? Just bookish things. I don't really know if I am going to like this series, but I love drama. I love gossip. I love all the tea. And I feel like these are going to be easygoing. I want to be involved in someone else's drama and pretend it's my own, so I feel like the main character. And I feel like this is what's going to give me that. I feel like it is just like secret crack, basically. And I'm excited to get into it. If you were going to read this, it had to be either spring or autumn. Just the vibes. I'm getting Gossip Girl vibes from it. And I watched and it's like, I don't know. I need to read it at this time of year. Some series that I want to start, I have Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score, which is the Knock 'Em Out series. The last book came out this month. It came out recently, the purple one. And I really want to binge read. I'm so I don't even know if I'm going to enjoy it, but basically I'm going to read this book and I kind of want to binge read the whole series over like a week. Or like a weekend, because I know a lot of people eat this up, and people that I watch eat this up, and I read the books of the people I watch, so that's Des, Sarah, Ali, Hayley, Alexa, like Heather, like I eat that shit up. So basically I want to get to this. Also, it does not look as thick as the American version. It's almost 500 pages though. Anyway, so I really want to binge read this series the same way I do with Magnolia Parks. Another series I want to go into but I feel like I won't like is The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. I have the first 2 books. So I have this one and the blue one, which is The Bullet That Missed. I started this last summer and I got to chapter 4 and it starts kind of slow. I will say that in defense of people that don't like this book. However, maybe I should stop trying to read cozy thrillers in the summertime. Maybe I should read them in the autumn. So that is that. And then the final series that I want to get into is Fourth Wing. I don't know what Amazon were doing, but they had this deal where the hardback was £10, the paperback was £9.78. I mean, split the cost. I'm gonna spend the extra 12 pence just to get the hardback. And I don't usually pick hardbacks. If you've noticed, most of the books in this video actually are paperbacks. However, me and my friend Sky, who was the girl who rated Six Crows highly, I said to Sky when literally it happened like 4 days ago, I was like, we should start a book club. And she was like, oh my god, yeah. We should give it like a Gilmore Girls title, because I put her onto that shit. We haven't come up with a book club name, but we were like, what books should we read? Because we have quite similar tastes in fantasy. And I was like, I've really been wanting to be reading The Fourth Wing. So I bought us both a copy, because she's my uni friend. So it's a good way to stay in touch. A little tip, a good way to stay in touch with uni friends is to have a book club. So we're both reading The Fourth Wing. We're both reading Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros, which will be my first Rebecca Yarros book. And I think it was for many. And I'm so excited. It's going to be like Harry Potter meets How to Train Your Dragon crack. It's so pretty. I'm so happy that I have this. As soon as it came in the mail, I was like, oh, I really want to read it straight away. But I was like, I have to save it for at least October. And it is currently September 26th. So I do not have long to wait at all, and I'm excited. I'm so excited. I have all of my standalones. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So my thrillers and mysteries, crime, etc., etc. I have Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie. I bought this because I recognise the name, not because I know anything about Agatha Christie's writing. I don't know what it's about, but I enjoy the Polar Express, and I think the idea of having your whole book set in one place, so the train, and this idea that the train would move but like time is suspended inside of the train because people are like, what is going on? Why are they dead? I'm kind of enjoying that, but in my head I'm enjoying where that's going, and I could write an opinion piece on it, I'm not gonna lie. There's so much to unpack about it. It's just a book I would like to read. Next I have Deborah Moga, The Carer, which is about I'll read the synopsis. James, a once eminent professor, needs a full-time job, so Phoebe and Robert, his distracted middle-aged offspring, employ Mandy, a veritable treasure who seems happy to relieve them of their responsibilities. But as James starts regaling with them the tales of Mandy's skills and her eerie anticipation of his needs, they sense something is awry. The distant figure who never turned up for sports day has become a different man. They're not sure they like what they see. Then something happens which undoes almost everything Phoebe and Robert took for granted about their family history. This might seem like a pretty niche book if you haven't heard of it. Oh my god, signed by the author? Oh, I got me a signed copy. Slay. Basically, my mum, oh my god. So there's so many things to unpack here. I've never seen a white hardback book. It's kind of pretty though. I do enjoy it. I will be taking the dust jacket off to read it, and I will not lose it. I have high hopes for this book. This book has been one of my anticipated reads for a while. But basically, I picked up this book, which might seem kind of like awry or out of the blue if you don't know what this book is. But anyway, my parents are carers. They are care workers. And I was like, that's so funny. So I bought it, but I'm actually excited. Next, if you live in the UK and you didn't know, Lidl's have started selling paperback fiction, which is, I think, is a new thing, but they've been like hinting at for a while. And I picked up this, which is Snap by Belinda Bora. And basically, it's the premise that snap decisions can be dangerous. I'll read you the synopsis again. It was nearly an hour since the car had coughed and spluttered and jerked and rolled into the crunchy halt on the hard shoulder of the southbound M5 motorway. That made it over half an hour since their mother had left them there to walk to an emergency phone. Stay in the car, I won't be long. So I think it's about like everybody's making like spontaneous decisions and it's changing the course of their lives in the time. But I do love this shiny, the glossy paperback covers. I think they're my favourite. Some more thrillers. We have The Couple Next Door by Shari LaPena. Strangers by C.L. Taylor, which is about 3 strangers whose lives are brought together surrounding a death. Okay, no, they all have like something gruesome going on, but then they all sort of collide and their lives are then entangled from that point on. And we have The Sanatorium by Sarah Pierce, which is a Reese Witherspoon's book club pick. These 3 thrillers are in my reading thrillers for a week reading vlog that I'm currently filming whilst also filming this. And I've just picked up The Sanatorium. I've literally read like 3 or 4 pages and then I went to sleep. So you will see a quick update on these books out of all of the books here. Unless I change my mind and give something else, then you know. Next, I have The First to Die at the End, which is the prequel to They Both Die at the End, which I gave 5 stars. I cried, I laughed, I was enamoured, but I was also a mixture of bored and placated. But I really enjoy his style of writing, especially with these books, like this sort of like duology. The covers match, which is kind of cool. It's a chunky boy compared to the first one, but I'm in for the journey. Again, I picked this book for this time of year because the first book gave me rainy autumn vibes. Like they're in New York, it was like drizzly, and there was like this gloom about reading the book, and I was obsessed. And I read that in July, I think. It was in my TikTok Filter Chooses books. That was the last time I read a book. Okay, next I have Wine Reads, edited by J. McInerney, which is an anthology of excerpts from novels, short fiction, memoirs, narrative non-fiction, and it's basically the kind of book you read while sipping on a glass of wine. I have another Donna Tartt book. I have The Little Friend, and I have no idea what it's about, but the cover creeps me out because her like eye hole is like a hole, so that when you open it, it's like, can you see that? I don't know. Oh! Obviously, Donna Tartt is like the queen of dark academia-themed writing. A lot of people who live life with that overall aesthetic and, I was going to say view, but it's not like a view of life. It's just people with that style tend to pick up these kinds of books, along with like William Shakespeare and John Keats and a lot of classics, and especially Emily Bronte's Wuthering Heights, which is another book I want to read. But this one, instead of being like a modern classic, or like modern in the sense of the digital era, it's just your standard classic, and I've been excited to read it. I wanted to read it when I was in Cornwall because I visited the Bronte's house, and that was really exciting. I'm excited for a cute classic romance nonetheless. We have 2 more books. One is a book that has been all over my freaking TikTok for the last month, and another is one that was all over everyone else's TikTok when I wasn't using TikTok. So we have A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara, which again I want to bulk read in a weekend, which is a lot of pages. But I want to experience all the emotions in a short amount of time. I feel like it will make the whole reading, I was going to say reading journey, make the whole reading of the book, reading as an experience as a whole, so much better and so much more enriched. And I actually have this weekend off, so if I'm in the mood, I might just give it a go. My finale for this video is a cutesy little autumnal romance, or fall romance if you will. I would say it's inspired by Gilmore Girls, and that is The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Laurie Gilmore. I know. And I'm going to read you the synopsis and you can take from it what you will, and then I'll tell you some of the stuff I've learned off TikTok, off my For You page. Also, really floppy. I will say though, I bought this off TikTok shop and it took about between 1 and 2 weeks to get to me, and I was anticipating it, so I feel like it felt like longer, but it really wasn't that long. The synopsis is: when Jeannie's aunt gifts her the beloved Pumpkin Spice Cafe in the small town of Dream Harbour, Jeannie jumps at the chance for a fresh start away from her very dull desk job. Logan is a local farmer who avoids Dream Harbour's gossip at all costs, but Jeannie's arrival disrupts Logan's routine, and he wants nothing to do with the irritably upbeat new girl, except that he finds himself inexplicably drawn to her. Will Jeannie's happy-go-lucky attitude win over the grumpy but gorgeous Logan, or has this city girl found the one person in town who won't fall for her charm or her pumpkin spice lattes? The things I've been learning on TikTok about this book is that it's actually a lot spicier, and it's not as cutesy as you may think it is. That it's funny, it's cute, witty, and it's like dreamy, and it has everything that is Gilmore Girls-esque. So, if you are a Gilmore Girls fan, 1, comment down below what team you're on. I'm Team Jess. Don't let that make you hate me. I just like my Lana Del Rey men. And Jess is the epitome of. Okay guys, I just got the shower. I was editing this video and I'd put like a written ending on the end because the camera cut out, and it won't let me export it with like a written ending, so I was like, whatever. So I'm just gonna do it now. Basically what I was saying is, I'd hoped Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Laurie Gilmore would meet my expectations that I had for it, but I also knew that there was the potential for it to not. And I have now finished that book, so I can give you a quick little update and saying that I did like it. I enjoyed it quite a bit. If you want to see my actual rating but not reviews, because I don't really write reviews very often, you can go check out my Goodreads down below. It's whatever. Basically, thanks for watching. Oh my god. And if you stay to the very end, you're a trooper, because I chat so much and I don't know how I talk so much. I just do. So yeah.